तिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं तद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पश्चादिदेशकारिणे नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती कृष्णदासस्वामी नामिने जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So do a recap on what we did last time. So on the topic Tilak. So what is the Tilak? We look at that it is a mark or a symbol that we wear on the forehead and other parts of the body. There are different forms of the Tilak, the Vaishnav Tilak, or the V-shaped Tilak, and then the Tilak that the followers of Shiva wear, the three horizontal lines. And then also the worshippers of Devi who wear a red mark on the forehead with kumkum. So methods of applying tilak was the Urdhva Pundra, so one or more vertical lines. Urdhva means upwards and Pundra means Lakiro line. And the Tripundra, that is the three lines drawn horizontally on the forehead. So we also see how during the Devasura Sangram, Lord Vishnu asked Lord Shiva to change his style of tilak so that Sudarshan Chakra could kill all the demons after they had adopted the style of the Tripunda. So Vaishnav tilaks, we have different forms where we have the followers of different sampradaya adopting the different forms of the Vaishnav tilak. So the meaning of Vaishnav Tilak, the mark of Tilak that starts from the nose and stretches up to the hair on the head with a beautiful space in between the lines, is called a temple of Hari. Lord Brahma resides on the left side, Sadashiv resides on the right side, and Lord Vishnu resides in the middle of such a Tilak mark. One should not apply anything in the middle. So this is very important that in the middle it stays really clean. So then we look at the different meaning of the Vaishnav Tilak from different scriptures and how we engage our body as the temple of the Lord in the service of the Lord with all humility, and wearing the Tilak make us remember that this body has to be used for the glorification of Lord Krishna. The leaf shape is a tulsi leaf offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is very important for the correct shape of the Vaishnav Tilak. So we use the Gopi Chandan to apply the Tilak on our parts of the body. And this is very important. We also look at how Srila Prabhupada was applying tilak. So we use the water that we use to prepare the chandan, the gopi chandan. We chant the following mantra: Gange cha Yamuna chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalyasmin Sanidhim Kuru. So by this we invoke the 7 holy rivers in the water, and then we can mix the water with the gopi chandan before applying to our different parts of the body. And when we are mixing the chandan with water, we sing the following mantras. Lalate Keshavam Dhyayan Narayanam Matodhare Vakshasthale Madhavam Tu Govindam Kanthakupake Vishnum Cha Dakshine Kuksho Baho Cha Madhusudanam Trivikramam Kandhare Tu Vamanam Vama Pashvake Sridharam Vama Baho Tu Rishikesham Tu Kandhare Vishte Cha Padmanabham Cha Katyam Damodaram Yase. So after chanting these mantras, then we can apply the tilak on the different parts of the body and sing the different mantras as given here. So on the forehead, Om Keshavaya Namaha. On the stomach, Om Narayana Namaha. On the chest, Om Madhavaya Namaha. On the hollow of the throat, Om Govindaya Namaha. On the right side of the belly, Om Vishnave Namaha. On the right upper arm, Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. On the right shoulder, Om Trivikramaya Namaha. On the left side of the belly, Om Vamanaya Namaha. On the left upper arm, Om Sridharaya Namaha. On the left shoulder, Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. On the upper back, Om Padmanabhaya Namaha. On the lower back, Om Damodaraya Namaha. And after washing our head, we can just put it on the shikha part and we say Om Vasudevaya Namaha. This was for applying the tilak on the 12 parts of the body. So then we look at the glories of the Gopi Chandan Tilak and the source of it and how there was someone who was he committed very many sins, but he fell on Gopi Chandan and Yamraj couldn't make him pay for all his sins. So he was a king named Dirgabahu. So this show how much Gopi Chandan is purify the person. So then we look at importance of Vaishnav Tilak from scriptures. So here I read 10, so I have added some more. So I'm going to start from number 11. So in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 24, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatan Goswami in the science of the Absolute. In the text 202, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when putting the 12 tilak marks on the 12 places of the body, one has to chant the mantra consisting of these 12 Vishnu names of the daily worship. When one anoints the different parts of the body with water, these names should be chanted as one touches each part of the body. So here again, we come with the 12 places and applying the tilak on the 12 places while chanting the mantras. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 24th chapter, the verse 332. Dantadhavana Snana Sankhya Guru Seva Uddhava Pundra Chakradi Dharana. So here also Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describe. You should describe. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking Sanatan Goswami that you should describe how in the morning one should regularly brush his teeth, take his bath, offer prayers to the Lord, and offer obeisances to the spiritual master. You should also describe how one should render service to the spiritual master and paint one's body in 12 places with Urdhva Pundra Tilak, that is the Vaishnav Tilak, as well as how one should stamp one's body with the holy names of the Lord or the symbols of the Lord, such as the design and the club. But we don't do this, we do only the Vaishnav Tilak. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita again, the Madhya Lila, 18th chapter, 14 verses. Kundera Mritika Lana Tilaka Karina Bhattacharya Dwara Mritika Sange Kari Laila. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then marked his body with tilak made from the mud of Radha Kund, and with the help of Balabhadra Bhattacharya, he collected some of the mud and took it with him. So here we can see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used the mud of the Radha Kund to apply tilak. And we have seen some devotees also do this. So I wonder whether it can be done because this is very pure. In the Nectar of Devotion, the book, chapter 9, the chapter is entitled Further Consideration of Devotional Principles. We have two paragraphs on Tilak and Tulsi beads. There it is mentioned in the Padma Puran, there is a statement describing how a Vaishnav should decorate his body with tilak and beads. Person who put tulsi beads on the neck, who mark 12 places of their bodies as Vishnu temples with Vishnu symbolic representations, the four items held in the four arms of Lord Vishnu, conch, mace, disc and lotus, and who have Vishnu tilak on their foreheads, are to be understood as the devotees of Lord Vishnu in this world. Their presence makes the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make that place as good as Vaikunth. So another importance of the Vishnu Tilak that devotees apply on their forehead. Continues, a similar statement is in the Skanda Puran, which says, persons who are decorated with tilak or gopi chandan, a kind of clay resembling fuller's earth that is produced in certain quarters of Vrindavan, and who mark their bodies all over with the holy names of the Lord, and on whose necks and breasts there are tulsi beads, are never approached by the Yamadutas. So you can see how devotees are protected by the Gopichandan Tilak. The Yamadutas are the constables of King Yam, the Lord of Death, who punishes all sinful men. Vaishnavas are never called for by such constables of Yamraj. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in the narration of Ajamil's deliverance, it is said that Yamraj gave clear instructions to his assistants not to approach the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas are beyond the jurisdiction of Yamraj activities. Padma Puran also mentions a person whose body is decorated with the pulp of sandalwood, with paintings of the holy name of the Lord, is delivered from all sinful reactions. And after his death, he goes directly to Krishna Lok to live in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we come to Srila Prabhupada's lessons on importance of applying tilak. So what I did, I searched a little bit about letters and different purports that Srila Prabhupada has written, and I've got some. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 12th chapter, verse 28, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, we should mark how dutiful Dhruv Maharaj was in his devotional service, even at the time he left this material world. So here in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is being described how Dhruv Maharaj is going to leave the material world on a very nice airplane sent by from Vaikunth. He was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorate his body with tilak. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jewel ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. So Srila Prabhupada is very Srila Prabhupada is really giving us this auspiciousness to purify the body, that we need to have the 12 tilak marks on the body. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 6, verse 27 to 29, there it is mentioned that the evil witches, we have been given many names of evil witches, are the greatest enemies of children, and the evil spirits, again many names, are always ready to give trouble to the body, the life air, and the senses, causing loss of memory, madness, and bad dreams. Like the most experienced evil stars, they all create great disturbances, especially for children. But one can vanquish them simply by uttering Lord Vishnu's names, or for when Lord Vishnu's name resounds, all of them become afraid and go away. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, while decorating the body with tilak, we give protection to the body by chanting the 12 names of Vishnu. But if one cannot remember all the names at one time, one may simply chant Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, and always think of Lord Vishnu. Vishnur Aradhanam Param. This is the highest form of worship. If one remembers Vishnu always, even though one is disturbed by many bad elements, one can be protected without a doubt. So again here the protection that we get with the tilak, but also remembering Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Vishnu. The material world is full of danger. Padam padam yad vipadam. Therefore one must become a Vaishnav and think of Vishnu constantly. This is made easier by the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Therefore, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended Kirtaniya Sadahari Param Vijayati Sri Krishna Sankirtanam and Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vraje. In Srila Prabhupada Lilamri, Volume 1, Chapter 30, entitled Ladan, a Dream Fulfilled, at Titanhurst, one morning, Purushottam and Yamuna were together with Prabhupada in his room. Purushottam had several days' growth of beard and was wearing the same orange sweater he had slept in, whereas Yamuna was neat and clean. Although she had only two simple cotton saris, She would always put on a freshly washed and ironed one before going to see Srila Prabhupada. Looking at his two servants, Prabhupada said, Yamuna, you have so many saris. They are all so beautiful. Yamuna looked up at Prabhupada in surprise. I don't have so many, Srila Prabhupada. No, he said. You are wearing a new piece of cloth every day. It's so nice. You are always looking so neat and clean. And your tilak. Purushottam, what do you think? Who do you think has the best tilak? Purushottam didn't answer. Beautiful tilak, Prabhupada said. Means beautiful person. So it's really nice reading all these letters and all these different things that Srila Prabhupada said about tilak. In another room conversation in Bhubaneswar, January 28, 1977. So this is a conversation between Satswarup Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada. So they are talking about someone who has invited them to do a house program in the village. So when Srila Prabhupada asked which man, Satswarup answered, that man who was here last night, he's invited the devotees there at 1 o'clock. Srila Prabhupada, village means here? Prituputra, yes, this place. Prabhupada, how many men? Prituputra, we will be about 10. Prabhupada, that's all right. He has agreed to Prituputra? Yes, he has agreed. Prabhupada, ask him to have tilak always. So again stressing on tilak. Prituputra, that boy who came. Prabhupada, no, that man who came. Ask that. Prituputra, to wear always tilak? He has the kantimala, but I don't. Prabhupada, no tilak? Prituputra, no tilak. Satswarup, he does not wear tilak. Prabhupada, so he must have tilak. You ask him. First of all, have tilak. You see him. Otherwise, will not take. Satswarup, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai. So again, with this, we can see how much importance Srila Prabhupada gave to the wearing of tilak, not only by the devotees, but all those who wanted to take the association of devotees also. Another letter, Srila Prabhupada gives detail about how paintings should be done in a letter to Satswarup Prabhu. This is in July 3rd, 1968 in Montreal. So Srila Prabhupada said, Bali Maharaj may be shown as not more than 40 years old. Very nice looking king, well dressed like the royal order, and with moustache and no beard. Shukacharya should be wearing a Saivik tilak, and also Maharaj Bali can have a Saivik tilak until after he meets with Vamandev. And then you can change Bali Maharaj tilak into a Vaishnav one. So after having the darshan of Vamandev, Srila Prabhupada asks those doing the painting to change Bali Maharaj tilak into a Vaishnav tilak. Another room conversation. This is in Bombay, 1977, March 31st. Prabhupada, no, don't disturb them. That these are strange people. No, we don't want that. But we must have our position. Tilak is our position. So another stress on tilak again. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's stricture. He would not see one face if there is no tilak. He used to say it is cremation ground. Yes, without tilak, Pashanta Mukha. I can't understand really. What is Pashanta Mukha? Tilaka must be there. So here in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, chapter 2, verse 56. No, said Srila Prabhupada, Tilak should be put on in front of Krishna like this. So in this incident, someone told Srila Prabhupada that the devotees were putting on tilak in the bathroom. So then Srila Prabhupada asked that shouldn't be done. It should be in front of Lord Krishna. In another letter, Srila Prabhupada letters to Brahmanand in 1967. I have no objection if members of the society dress like nice American gentlemen, but in all circumstances, devotee cannot avoid tilak, flag on the head, shikha, and tulsi beads on the neck. These are the essential features of a Vaishnava. So very clear the different traits of a Vaishnava. In Srimad Bhagavatam lecture Vrindavan, 1975, just like sometimes on the street some outsiders seeing you, they chant Hare Krishna only by the symbolic Sanaketya because they see they have got Tilak Kanti. Therefore, these things are required. Don't become immediately Paramahams. No Tilak, no Kanti, no feedback. This is not good. Sanaketya, so that others may understand. Here is a Vaishnava, here is a Krishna devotee. And if he is simple, he'll chant Hare Krishna. This chant should be given. Therefore, it is necessary how people can utter. That chanting may save him from the greatest danger. Therefore, it is said, Sanketyam, Pariharshyam. If somebody jokes, sometimes they do that, Hare Krishna means he is not seriously chanting, but he is trying to joke the other party who is engaged in chanting. And that is also good. Parihasya. So this is very important when we apply the tilak and somebody jokingly they chant Hare Krishna or they just say the Hare Krishna, but they are also going to benefit from it. So another importance of applying tilak. In a letter to Shyama Sundar, 1974, April 8, this was in Bombay. So Srila Prabhupada said, I do not know what makes the management take this attitude. If you can remove this restriction, you will do a great service to the Gauriya Vaishnava community. According to Shastra, anyone who wears tilak and shikha and kanti over and above the Vaishnava dress or Vaishnava sannyasi must be accepted, especially while chanting Hare Krishna mantra with beadbacks. Kindly convince them and induce them to allow these Vaishnavas to enter Jagannath temple. So in this letter, Srila Prabhupada is asking Shyamasundar Prabhu to try to convince the authority of the Jagannath temple to allow the Europeans, the Americans, all the different devotees that are wearing the Tilak, Shikha, Kanti, and Vaishnav dress to enter Jagannath temple. Unfortunately, it's still like this. Those devotees cannot enter Jagannath temple. In a letter to Shripad Narayan Maharaj, 1967, May 24. In this situation, if an Indian boy, especially a disciple from our Sampradaya, doesn't wear mala and tilak and doesn't agree to wear the robes of a brahmachari, it will not make a peaceful atmosphere. I don't want such thing. So Srila Prabhupada again stress on the tilak, mala and the robes of brahmachari to make the peaceful atmosphere also. A letter to Pradyumna, October 17, 1967, in Calcutta. Up to date gentlemen are all clean shaved, so if we do not keep long hair and dress ourselves nicely with tilak, flag, that is the shikha, and beads on the neck, apart from our devotional service, then certainly we shall be distinct from the hippies. I think we should follow the principle rigidly, and there is no question of giving up robes in the temple. So it's also very important. Letter to Raktak, 1969, September 25th, location London. So if you think this kind of dress will attract more people, you can dress yourself in that manner. But our real dress is the tilak and shikha in this thing. Always present there. So consult with, not very clear, and decide what is to be done in this. So here again the importance of the tilak along with the dress and the shikha. Letter to Madhava Maharaj, January 29, 1972. The newspaper reporters advertise about these boys and girls as the bright-faced, and actually it is so. By nature, these American boys and girls are fair-complexioned or white. They are beautiful also. And when they take to Krishna consciousness with symbols of mala and tilak, they appear to be coming directly from Vaikuntha planets. So nice, Prabhupada comparing devotees to be coming directly from Vaikuntha planets. So that was about Srila Prabhupada's lessons and about the importance of Tilak. Now let's see, why does Lord Krishna wear Tilak? Any question up so far?
No, it's good. It's good, thorough about Srila Prabhupada's comments on.
The list is really long. I had a lot of things from Veda base, but I just put some of these here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, I didn't get really much about it. Only from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 35th chapter, verses 8 to 11. The word Darshaniya Tilak in text 10 indicates not only that the Lord is the most excellent to see, but also that he decorated himself with attractive reddish tilak taken from the mineral-rich earth of Vrindavan forest. So this is in the purple Darshaniya. So I got something else from a krishnatoday.com, but nothing really from different books. So the tilak mark on Krishna's forehead is called Vishnu Tilak. Prabhu will correct me if this is wrong. The drawing of tilak on Krishna's forehead is primarily to show his divinity. By drawing a tilak on his forehead, we exhibit his divinity. It also indicates how Krishna treats his devotees like Tulsi Devi by giving a space on his forehead itself. Of course, Tulsi Devi will prefer to be at his feet, but Krishna treats his devotees more than himself. When Bhishma Dev was waiting on the bed of nails during the Kurukshetra war, Krishna felt for him because Bhishma Dev was a true follower and devotee of Krishna. One day Krishna was on dhyan during the late night. Yudhishthir asked why Krishna should meditate when he himself is the Supreme Lord and on whom he is meditating. Krishna replied that he meditated for his devotees like Bhishmadev, who sacrificed everything for Krishna. Krishna may also forgive any of our offenses against Krishna, but he never forgives any offense we make towards his devotees, the Vaishnavas, because Krishna values his devotees more than himself. So putting the symbol of Tulsi Devi on his forehead will be accepted by Krishna, because without Tulsi, Radha Krishna Lilas cannot be that much blissful and organized. Moreover, we should see the collective symbol of Tulsi plus feet of Krishna as a mark of surrender, like Tulsi Devi being under the feet of Krishna. Whenever a devotee sees the symbol of Tilak on Krishna's forehead, he will remember that he should surrender to Krishna at his lotus feet, like Tulsi Devi did to get the special love of Krishna. It only denotes that only through the mercy of another devotee, like Tulsi Devi, we can awaken the pure devotion to Radha and Krishna, or Krishna and Balaram. So this tilak on Krishna's forehead can also be taken as a lesson to the devotees to teach how to surrender to Krishna through the devotees like Tulsi. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Good effort. Thank you so much. Any questions for Karuna? It's a lot of detail on Tilak.
And there are much more that we can get from database. So it's incredible.
Thank you so much. Well done. So if there's no questions, we can go to the stop here.